One guy who's definitely not getting a contract extension right now, if ever, is Mike McCarthy. And how do you coach a team when folks in that locker room know coach could be gone? Now, you might sit here and say, well, then they'll play hard for you. What happens if you start 5-3, 3-5? I don't know. But it's also not the most difficult thing that is on a head coach's mind or plate when they're not given a contract extension going into their final year, but still kept. Here's Mike McCarthy on having this contractual conundrum in his all-in season.
I think you can throw the contract part, I think, to the side. I those conversations, and it wasn't easy. I mean, no one wants to be on a one-year contract. We all understand that, and the emotion of what that does to your family and so forth.
Yeah, your family. Honestly, sometimes I'll get questions at home like, so have you heard about something, and it's like 2 weeks from now. What's your schedule 2 weeks from now? It'll be like, because we're planning stuff out with kids going to camp and stuff like that sort of thing. And what's happening in 10 days? Do you know if you're going to that thing? Do you know if we're going to that thing? And, I'll ask that of Susie sometimes with her schedule. You imagine you're going home and you don't even know if you got something, if you're going to be living in that area in 7 months.
Kind of what you sign up for.
I understand that's part of the coaching experience, and I understand there are many people within the sound of our voices right now who are dealing with that in a job that isn't as well paid as being the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys. I get it. But it is something to just keep in mind and consider. That coaching life, man. I don't know, that soundbite just kind of jumped out and hit me. Just want to point that out and see how that works.
He's also won a lot of games, so it's pretty disrespectful how he's being treated.
But
to my own point,
the way, and this is one of the storylines, and we will be discussing it all June, all July, and August, and then the games get started in September and all the way through to the end of the Cowboy season, which for your sake, sir, I hope is a confetti-laden moment in New Orleans.
I mean, it probably won't be, but I'll keep hope alive.
Okay.
And we heard from Nick Sirianni earlier on the show today, looming over this whole NFL season is Bill Belichick.
I get it. Yep. I understand it. But the way Jerry Jones handled and is handling the one and done at the hands of the Green Bay Packers last year is 100% one of the top storylines entering the 2024 NFL season, and the one that will have a season-long storyline arc, especially even if the Dallas Cowboys have like a 12-13 regular season, 13-win regular season.
Well, let me tell you, Rich.
It'll be what happens in January.
We're not going to have a 13-win.
Okay, so then you'll have, what, a 14?
Maybe 16.
Got it. It's one of the storylines and one of the wildest, and not just for this season, of any of the seasons that I've been part of since NFL Network's creation 21 years ago, which happened in large part to Jerry Jones's stewardship. And Pat Boland's and Bob Kraft's and
all them.
Paul Tagliabue's and Roger Goodell's and so on and so forth.
Every year becomes the most interesting and wild football season of all time.
Certainly involving the Dallas Cowboys. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.